Well, would you look at there? We got ourselves a stranger. I've got no clue why the hell a lone woman would be walking around my town at night. I'm sure as long as she stays away from Dusty's saloon, she'll probably be fine. And she's walking right into Dusty's. Okay, guess she's got a death wish. I can already tell this is gonna be a problem. Where's my iron?
Are you seeing this?
Oh, I might be seeing it, but I hardly believe it.
I'm gonna go say hello.
I don't know, Paul. The sheriff's always gonna be around.
I'm just being friendly. Well, you're a sight for sore eyes, you know that? Don't get a lot of visitors in these parts, especially not ones as good looking as you. What, you heard that one before? Okay. Well, I could do a lot better if we get to know each other a little bit. What's your name, sweetheart? Where'd you come from? Oh, you ain't talking much, do you? Oh, that's alright. I can do enough talking for the both of us. You see, thing is, this town don't get a lot of strangers, like, ever. So, when one walks in looking like that, well, a man gets curious.
You're gonna have to forgive my associate here, miss. He doesn't have a lot of manners. But he does raise a fair point. It is pretty unusual for a woman to be traveling alone around here. Dangerous, even, actually. So, why don't you let us buy you a drink? Keep you a little company. It could help.
In fact, we insist. Now listen, that ain't very polite. You're gonna regret that. Sit down, Paul. Oh, come on now, Sheriff. She hit me. You must know what that means. Well, you probably deserved it. Now sit down before I make you.
Oh, come on, Sheriff. We were just hanging out.
I don't care what you were just doing. I saw what I saw. Two grown men crowding around a woman at my favorite bar? Or you're lucky she only broke a bottle over your head. Oh, come on, Sheriff. There's gotta be consequences for that kind of thing. Oh, don't you worry. There will be. I'll be taking her in. Show's over. Get back to your drinks. Now, let's bounce, man. I ain't thirsty no more.
Well, we got some good news to give to Silus. That's something.
Now then, why don't you, come with me, Missy? Oh, don't look at me like that. You tried to start a bar fight in my town. I've got enough of a headache keeping this place orderly without outsiders like you stirring up trouble. Come on, move. Keep up, Missy. Jailhouse is down the road. So, you want to tell me what you're doing in my town? Well, this place is usually a pass-through, kind of town people ride past on the way somewhere else. Don't get a lot of visitors. And to be honest, most of us don't take too kindly to folks who decide to stay the night. So, where'd you come from? Got any particular business here? Visiting family, huh? And you decide to do that alone? Alright, well, where's that family of yours at, anyway? Utah. Well, good job, Missy. You hopped off the train at the right territory, but you're gonna have to be a little more specific or else I won't know which direction to send you when you're headed out of town. Okay. Look, darling, you know the Utah territory is 80,000 square miles with a big-ass mountain in the middle of it, right? Right. Well, let's table that discussion for a minute. You might not know this, but when a woman of your general build walks alone into a bar of tired and stupid men, you're bound to run into some kind of trouble. Not to mention that perfume you're wearing. I could darn near smell you from my office. I bet you were setting off the allergies of half the boys in the saloon. Ain't your pa never drilled into you any kind of self-preservation? Oh, your uncle, huh? Well, he should have told you then. Anyway, word of advice, this isn't exactly the kind of place that you want to stand out. Do best to keep your head down, mind your own business, and leave at first light. That's how it usually works around here. Alrighty, here we are. Home sweet home for the night. That's a little better. Alright, cell's in the back this way. You know those boys in the saloon, Paul and Emmett? They don't really know much how to act around new folk, especially around a lady. Town's been isolated for a little bit at this point. Social graces ain't exactly our strong suit, as you might have noticed. Alright, in you go. Here's your blanket. Water's in that pitcher there. Don't drink it all at once. I ain't gonna fill it up till the morning. That bed ain't exactly comfortable, but it's better than sleeping on the floor. And there ain't exactly an inn in this town, so this is the best you was gonna get anyway. And hey, look on the bright side. At least this joint has deodorizers built into the wall. So at least you won't have to smell what a bunch of unwashed outlaws smells like all night. You just gotta deal with that perfume of yours. Which, between you and me, is strong enough to knock a man sideways anyway. Well, I'll come unlock this first thing in the morning and you'll be leaving at dawn, okay? Not a minute later. Alrighty. Well, try to get some rest. Got some paperwork to finish. So, your family. You ain't got any idea where the hell they are. Well, I hope you weren't thinking it'd be easy to come out here and strike it rich on your own. I know people said you get rich in the West, but the gold rush is over. You missed it by a couple decades. And by a couple of territories, too. So I'm guessing you took the train, right? Heard it's nice out there. Yeah, foot traffic to our little town just about stopped a couple years ago. Along with a lot of extra resources we used to get from them. Right. So, what is that perfume you're wearing anyway? They don't sell anything like that around here. Some kind of oriental stuff. Oh, come on now, you ain't gotta lie to me. I know you're wearing something. Alright, sure, Missy. I'm sure you just smell like that naturally. Yeah, what do you use, some kind of fancy soap? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's kind of getting stronger. You'd think with the deodorizers it'd be a little... Well, anyway, you want some water? Got a clean glass around here somewhere. So, what brought you to our town in particular? I know you've been wandering around, but we're not exactly close to the train station. How long you been wandering exactly? You telling me you've been walking around a couple months on foot? Lordy. Well, I gotta give you credit. I don't think I've seen anyone from out of town in over a year. I was starting to think folks couldn't even see our town from the outside. But you did pretty good for yourself. Walked right into the center and sat down like you owned the place. Listen, I'm not letting that one go. I ain't never seen a little lady smash a bottle over Paul's head like that, and I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. And I've been around a long time. I mean, I know I don't look too old, but let's just say I got a young face. Anyway, here's your water. You know, now that I'm a little closer to you, you kind of look like someone I've known before. You related to anyone named Rebecca? Long black hair? Kind of wily? Lord of mercy. Man. Whew. All right, got that under control. Good Lord. What? What's wrong with my head? Oh, you got me. Hold on. I got a mirror around here somewhere. Oh. Damn it! All right, so, let me explain. Calm down. So, this is just kind of like a... No, I'm not some kind of monster. Well, kind of, maybe. Technically, but I ain't a skinwalker, or like a wendigo or something like that. I ain't gonna eat you. Listen, Missy, I ain't never lost control. Not any time in the last 40 years since I turned into... Well, this is... Alright, so let's explain this, why don't we? Mind if I lead into this with a little story? Well, yes, it would make me feel better. Thank you. Right, so, long while back, before the war, and long before the railroad, back when it was just a mining town in the middle of nowhere, there was a kind of creature in these hills, a wolf. Now, the natives told us not to set up shop around here, but, at the time, obviously, we thought we knew better, so we brushed them aside and got to work. Of course, a few wolves wouldn't scare us. We had the guns, we had some horses, and we figured it wouldn't be hard to chase them out, push come to shove. Well, the problem was, it wasn't like any other wolf you'd ever see. He was something wrong. Twisted little devil. And it didn't just kill people, that thing would change them. Spread itself like a sickness. And, well, it was a damn bloodbath. Our bodies started piling up, people were disappearing, and the ones who didn't disappear, well, they started acting damn strange. Like they weren't even people anymore. We'd have to get all the men in town to wrestle them and put them in a cell. Bullet wouldn't even faze them. Well, luckily for us, that's when one of the natives came back to our town. A medicine woman from that hill land in the south named Rebecca. I think she pitied us. She started trading us herbs and helping out the doctor whenever he'd find someone he didn't know what to do with. She was a good woman. Good company, that is. Had a lot of respect for her. Yeah, but that's not the point. Anyway, she's the one that told us what we were dealing with. Werewolves. And apparently the one that was after our town wasn't exactly normal. Thing didn't age. Just kept getting stronger and faster. Well, yes, it did bite me. But we're not at that part of the story yet. Give me a minute. Well, eventually she helped us come up with a plan to capture that thing. Unfortunately, the only option was to trap it in the town. So we asked for help from Rebecca's people, and I had everyone in the town except for some volunteer men leave before the night that thing finally showed back up. Well, my men fought the best they could, and, well, I'm not going to pretend I know how it works. The native folk, they set up a ritual to keep that werewolf in town and anyone else that he'd turned with him. That thing took down 30 well-bodied men like it was nothing. With our losses growing, I jumped on his back, and with one of my hunting knives, I guess I dug it in him enough times to put him down. The bastard still bit my leg, though, before he kicked the bucket. I passed out, probably from all the fighting and blood loss. But when I woke back up, everyone that had been bit by that thing had their minds back. The only problem was none of us could leave. And Rebecca and her people, they just up and left as soon as the ritual was done. Never did get to say goodbye to her, or ask her where she was going. Anyway, that was about 40 years ago. Sorry for the long story time, but I figured it wouldn't really suffice if I told you I got bit by a rabid wolf and grew ears the next day. Well, I think I look pretty good for a man of 65. Well, technically still kind of 25. Haven't aged a day since. And obviously neither is anyone else. Which would be nice if we weren't pinned up in this town like livestock. And trust me, I've tried to get out of here. It's like there's an invisible wall. I can slam myself against it and it don't budge. But luckily for you, normal folk from the outside are completely unaffected. It is odd, though. I find the barrier usually makes it so that folks don't quite have their right mind in here. Which brings me back to the topic I had before this ear fiasco. You smell quite a bit like Rebecca. In fact, you smell so much like her it's kind of setting me off. Even with all these deodorizers in here. And while that wouldn't really be an issue if you were just making me sneeze, problem is that I ain't exactly the least civil person in this town. And there's plenty of rowdy boys that love to get their hands on some, fresh meat, if you catch my drift. Now, most of the folk in this town still listen to me, but them that came from the outside, and some of our younger boys like to follow a man named Silus Harlan. And if he catches wind of you, he'll probably come up with something that's annoying. So, it's best not to let him get a whiff of you. Sheriff, a word? You're kidding me. I don't think there's a more apt timing for the phrase "speak of the devil" and he will appear. Don't
Sheriff,
you make
I can
a
hear
peep.
you walking around. Sheriff.
Silus, a little late for a social call, ain't it?
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. Whole town's been a bit restless. I couldn't quite sleep. I think there's something a bit strange in the air tonight.
I can smell it from here, Silus. She's right through that stone.
Shut
over-
up! Sheriff, Paul tells me that you have an unusual guest.
Does he now?
Oh, come now, Alan, open the door. Let's discuss this like reasonable men.
There ain't much to discuss here. I'll be holding her overnight and then I'll have her leave at dawn.
Dawn, eh? Oh, come on, she's not going to make it to dawn. By midnight, a werewolf from town's going to be at your door.
Well, thank you for your concern, Silus, but if that becomes a problem, I can handle it myself.
Well, it might become a problem for me if you're harboring something that could change our little situation. I hear she kept her wits about her when walking through the town, and some of my older friends tell me there's been a rather nostalgic scent in the air since she's arrived. Either she is our way out, or she's a threat that needs handling.
Come on, Sheriff, think about it. This could be a benefit to everybody, you know? Wouldn't it be nice to leave, eventually, see the world after all these years?
Evening, Emmett. And I'll be alright. I've made my peace with this town.
Oh, the hell you have. 40 years playing warden to this crazed pack, and you expect us to believe you've made your peace? You disappoint me, Sheriff. To think you'd try to keep her all to yourself. Well, you have until midnight, and we'll stop asking. Come, let's go.
What are we doing, Silus? What if they run away when we're not looking?
I'm not going to stop looking, you idiot.
Lordy, I think I'm gonna need me a drink after that one. Right, change of plans. We're getting ready to leave. Now, take off your jacket. Don't ask questions. Look, I'm not trying to get fresh with you. Just take it off. We need something to leave your scent behind when we get the hell out of here. No, I'm not actually grabbing a drink. Getting in the wine cellar. Well, Silus is gonna have men watching all the doors, and it's not like they wouldn't smell you the minute we stepped outside anyway. But luckily for us, there's a mine east of here that runs under the border. Not that that helps us, but for you, might be a good way to get out unnoticed. And I have got a nice little entrance into it. Now give me that jacket. Alrighty, we'll just put that here, and here, you can have one of mine. Alright, get moving. Sooner we can get to the other side of the cellar and into that mine shaft, the better chance we got at making out of here before Silus figures out where the hell we are. Alright, stay close, stay quiet. Other side, right over there. Grab that lantern. Should be enough oil in it. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna close this cellar door and then you light that lantern up, okay? Right, so just move that rug out to the side. There you go. So there's gonna be about a 6-foot drop going on through that, so if you want, I can hop in first and then I can catch you as you... Or you could do that. Your knees good? Alright, watch out, I'm coming down behind you. Alright. Border should be about half a mile east of here. If we start walking now, we should be able to get there before they notice. Hopefully. Well, that's a good question. What kind of respectable sheriff would have a hole at the bottom of his wine cellar that leads to an escape route going to the edge of town? Probably not many, honestly. But, as you might have guessed from my little conversation with Silus earlier, these days I ain't exactly the most favored person in this here town. So I figure if any of them really get serious about trying to kill me, I could at least dodge them in the mine for a few days before they get to me. Not that I could ever really give them the slip in this place. Well, they ain't all criminals and outlaws, but you have enough fighting over time and, well, the rowdy ones will survive. And the ones that used to listen to reason, and they couldn't quite make it. And that was only accelerated when Silus and his posse finally showed up. Yep, they're relatively new additions. Well, at least in terms of our town. Those 3 boys came in from the big city itself. I suppose enough traders walked out of here in a daze, remembering only that there was a nice group of young folks around here. And if there ain't nothing but a nice group of young folk around a town for 30-odd years, I suppose it starts to turn into a myth. And those idiots came in thinking we'd found some kind of fountain of youth. Oh no, we didn't turn them. Those boys were already wolves. I think they were just looking for something to expand their territory over in New York. Well, they got part of what they wanted. None of them's aged since they got here. But since they can't go back, they've been raising Cain ever since. Not that my town was ever sunshine and roses, but I swear it's turning into a slaughterhouse for the sensible these days. Just because we can't get older doesn't mean we can't die. And because of how sturdy we are, it ain't exactly pretty when we do. I mean, hell, I know it looks nice, but this 6-shooter wouldn't even put one of them down. Does sting like the devil when you're hit with it, though. Alright, let's change the topic. You got any other questions? Look, Missy, you stumbled into a town that ain't hardly had any women or children in it for the past few decades. You're wondering why my jacket smells bad. Excuse me if I don't do my laundry often. Alright, fair enough. That's hardly an excuse. Let's just chalk it up to I'm lazy. How about that? Oh, shoot. Well, I knew that wasn't gonna last forever. Alright, start hoofing it. Should only be a couple 100 yards to the border. We ain't gonna beat them in a sprint when they're like that, but we'll be close enough. Now get on, keep moving. I'll hold them off here. Evening, gentlemen.
End of the road, Sheriff. Nothing personal. It's just business.
Well, Sheriff, that was a nice trick, but did you really think you could put us off her scent for very long? It was worth a shot.
Silas, she's getting away. Let me get after her.
Oh, we've got plenty of time after dealing with him. So, I've waited 10 years for this, and what? You're going to die in a hole for a woman you just met? Just because she smells like one you fancied back in the day? Well, you never know, boy. Might be you dying in this hole over a woman you ain't never talked to.
Silas!
Oh, calm your head, Paul. She's not even moving. What the hell are you doing? How many times I gotta tell you to hoof it? Birds of a foolish feather flocking together. Any last words, old man? Good luck holding this pack of psychos together when I'm gone. Hope my blood is worth it. Now, your blood will be inconsequential. It's hers that will save this place. Emmett, kill him.
All right.
Paul, you get the girl.
Finally.
Like hell I'm gonna let you do that. Come on, Missy. You're a couple steps from the border. Move! I'll hold him off. Go, step through now. What are you grabbing onto me for? Come on, girl. What? You didn't. How the hell did you...
Boss, did I just lose my mind or is he through the
Told you
border?
she was gonna get away. I told you she was gonna get out.
Shut up! Now, Sheriff, let's not be hasty. I'm sure we can work out some kind of...
I'd rather not make deals with people that just tried to kill me. Let's go.
Sheriff,
So'd you know you could pull me out like that?
get back here.
Well, we both got lucky then.
This one's on you.
Has anyone told you you're a little reckless for your own good? Other than me. Alright, let's get you out of these mines. I want to taste some fresh air from outside of that town anyway. So, once we get out of here, which direction we headed? Of course I'm coming with you, you just saved my life. And now we gotta hike all the way around Utah to try to find someone that knows your face or your name. Oh, don't get all sentimental. Just think of me like some old guard dog. Bad-tempered, little useful in a fight. But fair warning, I got no idea how much anything costs anymore, so don't expect me to haggle for you. Alrighty, west it is then. You think we can buy some horses in the next town? Yeah, we can get a job or two. I am not selling my pistol. Or my hat.